friends, welcome to my kitchen. I am going to do our quiche Lorraine, and that has Swiss cheese, onions, and bacon in it. So I've already got my pie crust rolled out, and you're going to start with a raw pie crust. And so I'm going to move the camera a little bit here, and I've got, this is one of the quiches that we layer. We've got some that we just mix in a big bowl, everything together and pour in, but this one we layer. So I'm going to start with 8 ounces of shredded Swiss cheese. You can buy it shredded already, or you can shred it yourself. And dried onions, we always use dried onions. I just like the flavor better. There's no waste at all. So I probably sprinkled a third of a cup in there, and then I'm going to have some salt. And I know this is a little different than some people. Some people would mix the salt and pepper in their egg mixture, but I just do it this way. And then I'm going to give a pretty nice, probably half of a teaspoon of black pepper. I always use the restaurant style. And then probably a good half of a cup of fried bacon. You want this pre-fried. I cut it up and then fry it in the frying pan. And then so that's with that. And then so now our second layer of Swiss cheese. So this takes a lot of Swiss cheese. So that's another 9 ounces of Swiss cheese. So I'm going to just spread that out. And then this one takes 9 eggs. Another double yolk. Gotta love farm fresh eggs. Because I want this pretty smooth, I'm going to break up the eggs a little bit first before I add the half and half. And so I'm going to add a whole cup of half and half. Whoop. New container, I got to open it. And I'm going to mix this really good. I don't want it foamy by any means, but I do not want to see any big chunks of yolk. And you know you've done a pretty good job of mixing it when it just kind of, you don't see any big chunks of egg whites either. You're looking to incorporate both the egg yolks and the egg whites into the half and half, so it's a pretty smooth liquid there. And I'm just going to slowly pour this on my pie crust. And I just go in a big circle. I try my best to cover all of the cheese with a layer of egg mixture. I think it gives it a really nice color. And just like that. All my dirty dishes in the sink again. Find my nutmeg. Sorry about that. That took longer than it was supposed to. Didn't have it out. So I like to, whenever you have a lot of times a milk mixture, it's always just kind of nice to add a little nutmeg. You can certainly grind fresh nutmeg on top. I just have some ground nutmeg, and I'm just a really light layer here. Just for color. So it always makes the quiches look a little nicer, a little fancier. So And then with all of our quiches at the tea room, I'm going to bake it at 350 for 35 minutes, and I'm going to cover it with foil lightly, and then bake it for another 35 minutes. So here's our quiche Lorraine. It just came out of the oven, and if you're ever wondering, it's really nice and puffy. Sometimes I lift it up and shake it, and we don't want any jiggle in the middle right here. See, that's nice and hot. But it's all raised up, and then if you were to lift it up and give it a jiggle here, you see there's no jiggle in the middle, if you're ever wondering if your quiche is done or not. So this was the quiche Lorraine. It has Swiss cheese, bacon, onions, and then we topped it a little bit with nutmeg, powdered nutmeg. So